A logline is a brief synopsis. So for that, we have a princess and an orphan must stop a tyrannical cyborg king from starting a war in the metal desert. And a tagline is something that would be on the posters. I come up with oil is from the dead, love is from the living. A bit of a longer synopsis is, in a future where oil barons rule, two heroes emerge. One, an orphan raised on the streets, and the other, the daughter of the most powerful oil baron. However, he and his son are planning to destroy the neighboring town to justify starting a war to gain more land and resources.
Ellie works closely. Okay. Ellie works closely alongside Desia in their fight against the family cyber. They have a strong moral compass, intense tact, quickly and confidently. Desia is a princess who is not part cyborg like the rest of her family. She is confident and stubborn. She believes she can do anything and will not stop until she's done it.
Azarax is the general of the... Korax is the general of the Imperial Army, son to Azarax and brother to Desia. He is a strong, powerful warrior and a cyborg.
Thank you. Azarax is the father of Desia and Korax. He's an intelligent inventor of cyber technology and is overcome by his desire for wealth and power. He plans to take over with force.
Rexa is the queen and mother of Desia and Korax. She doesn't agree with the mining plans, but loves her family. She is not very confident, and sadly the actor could not be here, so that's why I'm saying it.
Hello, my name is Jay, and I'm here to talk about the outline. The outline consists of an inciting incident, a point of no return, a midpoint, crisis, climax, and resolution. The inciting incident is the start of the chain reaction. It's what sets the story in motion. The point of no return is where things get worse and you cannot go back to the way things were. The midpoint is some sort of twist you add in the middle of the story. The crisis is where things go horribly wrong, and the climax is the height of tension. Finally, the resolution is where everything reverts back to normal or a change from the beginning. Now, for our inciting incident, we decided to do a cold open of Desia and Ilya robbing the castle. Desia uses her knowledge to get away with entering the castle. The point of no return is the two break into a lab and see plans to destroy Ilya's city to drill for resources. And there's a bit of romance between them. The midpoint, Desia reveals herself to be a princess and Ilya stops trusting her, assuming she is a part of the plan. Ilya decides to go at it alone. And in the crisis, Ilya gets captured on the said going alone. Desia discovers that her brother is planning to kill Ilya. The climax, Desia has to save Ilya. There's huge danger. Ilya sets off an EMP grenade to destroy Azarax and stop their plans. And as the resolution, Azarax and Desia have a heart-to-heart before Azarax dies. Korax and Rexa run away, and Ilya and Desia end up together.
So for makeup, doing a part cyborg person is not easy, not even close. And so we went to the arts and crafts, and there are two giant bins full of makeup. Well, you went there. But, and so we kept on looking through, and we're like, me and Caitlin, and we're like, okay, this looks good, let's not use that, let's use this. And in the ending, we came up with a ridiculous, but sort of realistic looking makeup. So basically, we also decided to do different different colors for characters. And if you were part cyborg, you would want to be gold, silver, black. If you were a princess, you would be more purple and royalty. And since I was a brother orphan, my main color was pink and stuff. And all the makeup designs up there, I wasn't there for it, but we tried to draw how we think all the characters should look, and yeah.
both did costume design. I worked on Rexa and Corax. For Rexa, I wanted to be a more timeless look a timeless look that's the past, present, and future of fashion, somehow using only what I had. And for Corax, I wanted to mix a general with a preparatory schoolboy, which was not easy.
So this concept was kind of challenging because how do we combine the future and the past? Like this, like it's a hard concept to do, and like so many TV shows have been like thread that needle well. So I tried to pull inspiration from like the mid to late 1800s of America and like the opposite future. So for Ilya, we decided to go for more like modernized, like stripped down look for the like the prison look, which was simply sweater, pants, which I had. Now for Desia, bless this little girl, she had this beautiful dress. It was perfect. It was very like this like Southern belle flap on the top, poofy skirt. It was honestly, I think, perfect for her like as a character. And for in the Azavax, we decided to go full on Texan oil baron and give him a brooch collar. I think his name. Is that what he said? On the neck, on the point, cowboy hat, unfortunately. And we tried to do the best, but we had one, so, and we gave him it was simple, yet it's the point. It tells you like he's powerful.
Hey. So something about directing specifically is that you have to like find a way of like giving notes that are like helpful and like give them enough information that like they can do something with it, but not too much that they like won't do their own thing. And also you have to it's really cool to see how the actors took those inputs. Like, I don't know, if I told Sylvie to do it a little bit more like sassier or something. It's cool how they like take that and morph it into interesting ways. And like when we were casting, we were looking for a lot of like someone who could do like sassiness and also emotion, and like how she's like scared about how her village will be destroyed. And it's really interesting to see how all those things go in as an actor. Yep.
We're going to play those tapes for you now that we got to do with the acting 2-track when we cast them.
Are you sure we're going the right direction?
Have I ever led us astray?
I don't know. Remember that time with the alarm?
Oh, look! We're here.
So, what are we looking for again?
Anything that has Zone 34 plastered on it.
Like this?
And as the wind's breath shifted the grass around me that morning, like it did since I was small, I asked myself what power my breath had on the world around me.
I can barely remember farms like that. Grass.
I don't think I can remember them at all. Just the mines, the desert.
That's why we're doing this. There's a future where there's more than desert and oil mining, more than cybernetics.
A human one.
Bam! Perfect. Let's go.
Well, it was just a rough draft of shots. It was very fun imagining what actors would go through along with the script.
We storyboarded to get an idea of how actors would move around while the story was happening and using different descriptions to write out how camera shots would be shot and would be filmed during the film. Overall, it was very fun. I like drawing the different actions you've seen. Do you?
Storyboarding is really similar to just animating the entirety of what you're storyboarding, really. For example, different storyboard frames are just kind of like different frames for animation. Like he said, like you're just imagining what the actors would be doing in the actual shot. But a thing that can help you when you do storyboarding is read the script. Just imagine what the characters would be doing, what you have in your mind, and then try and transfer that onto paper. It's something that really helps the film people when filming in general is marking it as wide shot, what kind of shot it is. It just really helps them overall, and also helps them get the actors in the correct places.
Hey, yeah. So for a shot list, it's very kind of similar to storyboarding, where like it's all these shots, but instead it's all written out. Every time the camera moves, that's a new shot. So there are tons and tons of shots in one movie, like just so many. But and how it works is you go from shot A to B to C to D with all those things, and it's similar. Yeah, yeah. We have the shot size, which can be like wide or medium, or I don't know. Yeah, and close-ups. Yeah. You have the movement and the transition, which is like tracking, panning. If it's still, you just put still. And then you finally describe what's happening with the camera. So it's like, it will say like, oh, the camera's following Desi as she's running through the hallway, or different things like that. And how this is applied while filming the film is like, there's always someone before each shot going like, scene 1, shot A, take 1, and then they clap, and then we go on with the shot. Thank you.
Stash. Woohoo.
Okay, location scouting. Location scouting is all about finding the right location to shoot a scene or photo shoot, or basically anything that requires an interesting location. We chose the treehouse for our location, which was because of the cell, the door to it looking similar to a prison cell, and also the wide open area that we could use to film a fight scene, which we did. And also it's overall just kind of prison vibe. So yeah, that's location scouting.
Hi, I'm Wolf, and I'm going to explain fencing to all of you today. First of all, there are the basic attacks, which are now I will show you basic defense. Parries, riposte, which are when you parry then attack after that. And there's, last but not least, stances. On guard position, there is stances. And all in all, fencing is really cool and fun.
So, stage combat was my favorite class because Orion had so many weapons. Because stage combat. He had plastic swords, metal swords, fencing gear, practice archery, a practice axe toss, a dummy, and some fake lightsabers, which made sounds. I'm not sure. I like the metal swords best, and I can't really decide between a Kopesh or the Gladius. So I liked the stage fighting because you can fight without actually hurting anyone, and also like it's choreographed, so you know what you're doing, and the other person knows what they're doing. And also, so during the class, everyone was kind of doing their own thing, and like some people were practicing the fight scene for the film. Some people were doing archery. Some people were punching the dummy. Some people were using the lightsabers, and I just liked how everyone was at their own kind of station and just the feeling of everything. And I'm gonna miss Orion, the stage combat teacher, but he said that he would be getting nunchucks next time. So I want to go next. I'm gonna come back next time.
Okay, so on the set of the film, I was the fight captain. This means that I took the choreography that Orion came up with and make sure that not only was it done correctly, but that it was done safely. This entailed running the fight scene at 50% speed, giving notes, and then twice at 75% speed with more notes in between, and then we shot it.
Hello there. I've already said that I play Korax, and I fight this one. So doing fight choreography is really interesting because you need to act like you're aggressive and want to actually attack them, but also not hurt them at all, especially because obvious reasons. Yeah, I'll pass it down to my co-star.
Doing a fight was fun, but very interesting when your supposed twin is not looking like a twin. And so we will actually be fighting for you at 50% speed, which, if you don't know, is very slow.
All right, positions. All right, 50% speed, and I want to hear noise, okay? All right, whenever you're ready.
You'll never understand. Thousands of people will die.
You are ushering a new age of cybernetics, a new world order.
EMP grenade goes off, everyone dies. Oh, it's me again. Hello. So I was also the props team before shooting. And so for the props, we needed a replica EMP grenade, which is a grenade which basically lets out a lot of electricity to disable electronics. And typically in sci-fi movies, that meant a lot of the color blue. So I took some balled up tinfoil, wrapped it in blue tape, and made a pin using silver duct tape. Also, whose idea was this to write it on 2-page? Oh wait, it was mine. However, on set, it kept breaking. So in between each take, I'd have to run in with even more duct tape and fix it.
During the filming, several people held these white flags as well as artificial lights to better show the performance given by the actors. The flags were used to direct or control the natural light from the sun since we filmed outside. The flags have a sheer translucent quality to allow for this redistribution of light.
While the sun was a helpful source of natural light, because of the limited lights available to us, when the sun moved, there was a need for the artificial lights. These lights were both put on stands and held by members of our track. Both artificial and natural lights were utilized in our production and were a key component of our short film.
I was part of the sound team with Andrew and Wolf, and so like for half the film, I was using the Zoom, which was the recording device, and the headphones, while Andrew was using the boom, which was the microphone with the stick. So it was really cool to hear the sounds in the headphones, because like the microphone is like really strong and it can pick up a lot of sound. So like even like the smallest noises I could hear, and it was cool. It was cool to operate the Zoom. So basically there are two buttons you need to press. First one is the record button, and then there's the stop button. But there's also like this on the side, there's the volume buttons. I had to put the volume down low because Korax was very loud. And yeah, it was overall really fun to learn all this new stuff.
So I've never used professional sound equipment before, so this was a very fun experience for me. And yeah, as said before, we learned about recording on set and a little about editing sound later on when we were editing the little clip of our movie. Which editing sound is honestly very interesting because you have to match each sound thing with a recorded video, and it seems to take a lot of effort. But I mostly did the boom mic, and that meant a lot of hovering over the shot in the camera to make sure the boom mic was not actually in shot, like picking up the most amount of sound from the actors. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Now you're going to see our concept scene of the climax of this feature film.
What? Come here to torture me yourself? You know I would never do that. And I'm sorry. I meant to tell you who I was for so long, but I just didn't know how. So you came here to talk? Came here to get you out. But what happened to the guards? I don't know. There weren't any around when I arrived.
I didn't want to believe it when Korax told me he suspected you were behind the thefts. But the trap has been sprung, and the catch is hard to deny.
Father.
I always knew you were the runt of the litter. But this is a new low. Attempting to run off with this vermin?
You'll never understand. You'll destroy thousands of lives.
We will usher in a new age of cybernetics, a new world order.
Go away.
Little brat. Little.
Go!
Ah! No! No! Ah! No! No!
Ilya! I'm okay. Go. Hit your father. Dad!
This has all gone too far.
Mother.
Son!
Dad, I never meant to hurt you. I didn't mean to.
Your brother!
We had to stop the drill. So many people, Dad. They were all going to die, be displaced, starve. And Ilya would have...
Your brother needs help.
I can't.
Your brother needs help to change. Desiex. A fitting name.
No!
Hi, I was the photographer on the set, meaning I was trusted with a very expensive piece of equipment to go around and take behind-the-scenes photos of anything you didn't see happening in this film. During our filming time, I took roughly 400 photos, including all of these. And being a photographer is finding the mix between, or the balance between being the fly on the wall and making yourself known to get the perfect shots that you need.
All right, keep that round of applause going for Metal Desert.